Right, we're down here today to do a little bit of pruning on the fruit tree. We've left it a little bit late. We probably should have done it at the beginning of March. That's perfect, that one, isn't it? Somebody's done a great job of keeping that a dwarf variety. Unfortunately, the apple tree on our plot 2 is not being maintained. For Tricia and I today, amongst other things, is to just try and take care of the apple tree. We'll never get it to that state. It's already gotten too big. So if we cut everything off the top, there's nothing left of the apple tree. So for today, Tricia and I are going to have a little look at our apple tree. Definitely not a dwarf, and definitely against site policies to have a tree this large. Just totally being neglected and got out of hand. This makes it so difficult to harvest the apples. So we're going to try and tidy it up using our new tool. Let's show you what we've been sent by Prunarbo. Our little review of the electric pruning shears from Prunarbo. I have seen quite a few other YouTubers promoting this item of late, and we were generously sent this by the company to do a quick review and see whether or not we would find it useful within the garden and the allotment. So I'm going to just go over quickly what came in the package. We actually have the pruning shears here. On everybody else's videos, I did think they looked a lot larger. When they actually turn up, they're not that bad. A little bit weighty, but nothing too bad. Also comes with 2 batteries, which is useful. And another thing I noticed, which I love, you can charge both of the batteries up at the same time. None of this plugging one in and then waiting and then plugging the other in. You can actually charge both of these batteries at the same time. What else do we get in the case? You get a spare blade. Looks easy enough to fit. You get some Allen keys and a little spanner, obviously for changing the blade. An empty little container for some oil that you'd have to purchase separately. Cleaning stone. A strap to attach to the pole, so if you were, for instance, pruning for quite a while, just to give your arms a bit of relief. The 2 books are here, and it definitely says the maximum cutting diameter is 50 millimeters, which is 5 centimeters. And the instruction manual, I think, comes in a few languages. Again, always good to read through any instruction booklets before you take charge of the tool. One big thing for me personally was just the safety of the item. It always looks a bit scary when you see people cutting with these and leaving the blade open. Holding down the trigger here for about 3 seconds actually closes the blades and prevents any unwanted accidents. The pole that comes with it is actually extendable from 1.3 meters up to 2.5 meters. Let me just show you the ins and outs of the extendable pole. These clips here, quite simply, just push the catch. They are actually on a spring, look. So, got to be a bit click. I won't do it all the way at the moment. So they're pretty easy to unclip and extend and bring back to the normal level. On the actual head of the pole, you have a large round button here that allows you to rotate that head forwards and backwards so you can get the angle for the branches you're looking to cut. If we turn that round, you've also got a little button just under here. It actually says push on it, so you push that in and you can rotate this head round. I think it's 360. It doesn't continually go round. Again, just for ease of manoeuvring round whatever it is you're pruning. Right, first thing first, let's put the battery onto the handset. I'm always going to make sure these blades are closed when I'm not using it. Did that click? Let's do that again. Doesn't quite click, but it's on there. Right, that's the battery on. We are now going to press the on button. and the screen is now showing that we have power. On the actual screen it has a battery which shows you how charged up your battery is, and it also has got a counter. We're not quite sure at the minute why you would need a counter, because as soon as you switch the machine off, that counter goes back to 0. And then the first action to do is to quickly trigger the switch, and that has opened to 5 centimetres, which is the 50mm largest cut that these Prunarbos are able to do. Hold the trigger down again for that beep, let go. That is 3 centimetres, which is your 30mm general cut for things like your brassicas. And if you can just see on the video now, I came down yesterday to try these out on my own just to see how they fared on the really awkward brassica stems that most people end up putting in their waste bin. Well, if you follow the channel, you know I absolutely love composting anything I can. So I'm going to ask across the site this year for their brassica stems, and with this I will get them all on the compost. Right, let's get on and see how we get on. Right, I'm going to detach the battery because we're going to put it onto the pole. So we detach that, always in the closed position. I'm going to now slide, make sure I've got no dirt in there, the battery on the base of the handset. Now that clicks in nicely. We'll flip this around because this is now where you slide in, again making sure it's nice and clean. Again, that doesn't click in as nicely as I'd like it to. It's in, I know it's in. It's not a nice click, it's the little things. Right, so let's go and prune a bit of apple tree. Right, so we've chopped off one of the medium-sized branches, which is just under 3 centimetres, 30mm. We are now going to open up the pruners and see how it gets on at 50mm, 5 centimetres. And let's go in a bit closer. Wow, how good is that? How does that feel on your shoulders? And that feels good, even on Tricia's shoulder. Right, I've started digging the trench around the Pepper Palace. Hope that's deep enough. Just got that side to do now. And unfortunately, those tulips decided to come up in the wrong place, so we're going to dig those up and see whether or not we can take them home. Right, we've got the cover on. I'm just going to go inside, tie it to the frame, put the skirt of the cover in the little trench, fill it back in with the dirt after I've stuck a load of bricks around the outside. I don't want that cover going anywhere. I've tied it inside as best I can. I've put a couple of stakes in here just to give it a bit more support. Now I just need to go around the outskirts, put some bricks on the bits I can and fill it in with dirt. And the temperature is rising. Right, I filled in the trench around the edge with bricks, compacted soil. It's a little bit because there wasn't enough length in here to put under the bricks here, so we'll see how that goes. Just go and see if there's any scrapings of wood chips just to finish off around the edge here. Go inside. Oh, out of the wind, nice. And just tidied up the beds in here with the excess soil that I dug out of the trenches. Overall, I hope that's going nowhere. Right, we have now found a branch where we can put these Prunarbo to the test. We have found a branch, 50 millimeters. Let's see if these are as good as everyone says. Let's go. Oh my word. What do you think of that?
I love them. I think they're great. Absolutely great.